Things look bad after the quality opener Undercover of the Night, when that fine single's followed by something called She Was Hot. An exercise in the generic which is almost beyond belief in its cliche squared formula of Keith's most hackin' Chuck Berry retreats crossed with Mick's most wince-inducing leering old ruse song words. Okay, everybody. We're reviewing Undercover by the Rolling Stones. God, I felt like definitely by this period of time, I think the album covers weren't really that great. Whatever. Okay. Undercover. This was the first Rolling Stones album to actually not be #1. This went to #4 and it went platinum. In the UK, it went to #3 and it went gold. It was released November the 7th of 1983. It was recorded in November of 82 into August of 83. The studios that they recorded this album was in Paris, Pathé, Compass Point, and Hit Factory in New York City. This was kind of the last for what's to come for the Stones. Yeah, this was produced by the Glimmer Twins once again. But this time they brought in their friend Chris Kimsey, I believe, who played on the previous album, Tattoo You. And this was kind of the last for a couple of things. This was the last album with Stu. This was his last album with the band. So is Chuck, I believe. Forgot his last name, but I'll probably find it once I get into my notes here. And this was their last album with the that Rolling Stones label. When they released Dirty Work, that was off of Columbia Records. So what we got here is we got well, I wouldn't say really simplistic. I think this is kind of a very dark themed album, you know what I mean? See, I thought at first when I was going to listen to the album, when I was listening to the album beforehand or whatever, I was going to think it's not going to be that great because a lot of people don't really like this album. People don't like Undercover. People don't like Dirty Work and the album's proceeding afterwards. But I was kind of wrong. I was kind of wrong on this. This was a pretty good album. Lots of people on here, including good old David Sanborn, who plays saxophone. Chuck Leavell, you know, that guy. He wouldn't be playing for the band after this. So at this point here, the Stones, Mick and Keith, you know what I mean, they weren't getting along with each other very well. You can definitely tell that some of these are perhaps kind of on that whatever, other than Undercover the Night, which is not really based on the whole violence and whatever. It's about sex, you know, on this album. You might as well have covered it, Sex Undercover. And by the way, that album cover, you know how it has the stickers on there and stuff. You can take them off. Peter Kirsten once again for the album cover design. Whatever. So yeah, it's pretty much a very naughty album, but yeah, it definitely. And I can definitely tell with a lot of these songs, they don't really sound well. I mean, yeah. They sound a little bit 80s, but it's not really that bad. You know, it definitely has that classic Stones, right? You know? So anyways, enough said. Undercover of the Night. It went to #9. I think in late 83 or whatever it was. And this is influenced by William Burroughs' Cities of the Red Night. I guess it was a book or whatever. Basically, it depicts the political, you know, bull crapola in Central South America. All the shit that was happening down there, you know. This is a very cool, upbeat, very fun, disco-esque feel song. I really like this one. It has like that shuffling beat to it, which is really cool. Really love the raunchy electric guitars here by Keith and Ron. Undercover of the Night. So cool. It's so, I don't know, it's got a cool feel to it, you know what I mean? Chuck Lavelle on keys here. We got Bill here playing a very much disco 4 on the floor beat with his bass playing here, and that slapping bass. It's pretty cool. I love this song. There was, however, a extended version of this song, a 12-inch version, which went to like 9 minutes or whatever. Yeah, it's cool. Wish I had some lyrics here, but for that, whatever. Not really care, but like I said, I want to go through this pretty quickly, Then we get the next one. I love this one. It's called She Was Hot. Hot, hot. She was hot. I love that. Mick, I can hear Mick on the left and right. It's so cool. I love how they dubbed that in. This was a single in 1984. Went to number 44. Call us here a new wave, but biting rocker. I like to call it here. Oh yeah, like he says, you gotta bust your ass. Oh yeah. Stu and Chuck here once again on keys. Well, Stu, this is his first track here on the album. We also, keys for Chuck and piano for Stu, that boogie woogie. Love the vocal delivery here, and I love the break solo by Keith and Ron. It's pretty cool, She was hot. It's got that feel, It's got that rocking feel a little bit, With the lyrics being a little bit eye-rolling, but, I guess, guess they just thought, let's not care. Yeah, but it has definitely some biting lyrics here, You gotta work for it. You gotta bust your ass for it. Oh, yeah. Good song. And I love this one. It's called Tie You Up, The Pain of Love. This is a bluesy Stones rocker here. Really love this one. Mick here on rhythm guitar, I believe. Wrote on here, accompanied by Keith or Ron. And Ron's playing bass here. He does excellent here playing the bass. And Bill's not here. Keys by Chuck Lavelle again. An excellent bluesy solo here by Keith. I kind of appreciate, even going back to some of the later 70s Stones albums, how, Keith and Ron, their electric playing here, it's so good, it's so clean, so tight too as well. I really like that. It's really got a nice rhythm to it. It's about 5 minutes. You can take it or leave with the lyrics, but, I guess old Mick is, he's getting a little bit provocative here on this album, but this one's pretty good. The Tie You Up, The Pain of Love. And then the next one is Wanna Hold You. This is a Keith song here. And I think he said he was inspired by Wanna Hold Your Hand, I believe. I don't know if I hear it, but this is basically a new wave rocker here. Sounds very much like Some Girls and Emotional Rescue, that period of time there, those albums. Keith, like I said, on lead, plays lead electric. Ron here plays on bass, and he also plays rhythm electric here. And I'm pretty sure Mick probably plays electric as well on here. It's a 3-minute song. It pretty much repeats over and over, wanna hold you, wanna feel you. It's a pretty good, it's a okay Keith song, I guess. Then we get the next one. It's called the last track on side 1 here. It's called Felon Baby. It's a Latin-inspired groover, kind of like a Miami sound machine feel, I guess. Keith with a co-lead before Mick comes in. It's pretty good. Nice percussion work here by Bill, Stu, Sly Dunbar. I believe this was done in Paris. They had that basement in Keith's, wherever he was living at the time. I'm pretty sure it was that same studio that did Exile on Main Street, I believe. We got a nice sparsy, kind of like almost reverby, sparsy kind of harmonica here played by Mick here. I do love that echo effect of feel, that. It's pretty cool. I believe it has that milky, phase shifter that they've always been clinging on to, probably since the early 70s. That almost has a bit of a 70s feel. Some of these songs have that 80s production, well, not 80s, yeah, I guess so. But some of it has a little bit of that black and blue, maybe, somewhere around there. It's a pretty fun song, Feel On Baby. Then you flip the album over, You get Too Much Blood. Oh yeah. This is a 6-minute song with the brassy horns. It's kind of a fun song. It's a disco-esque feel track here, I like to call Latin flavored. I believe there was a music video for this song. There was a lot of music videos for these songs. Definitely. This pretty much depicts the violence, TV of the time, and pretty much even references France as well. How there was, some crime and, a lot of stuff going on over there, I guess, in the early 80s. I'm not quite sure on that. I love the reference of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It depicts a lot of the horror stuff that was happening and, whatever. Chops, in all caps here, providing the horns. Mick here on rhythm, I believe, and even reverb. Reverb electric, followed by Keith as well. Ron here, and also special guest electric playing by Jim Barber, who accompanies them as well. And of course, we get good old David Sanborn. Excellent saxophone here done by him. This is a pretty good one. It's got that boom, boom, that sort of feel with the the horns. It's a fun song. Mentioning about all those horror movies at the time. Whatever. Then we get the second track, side 2. It's called Pretty Beat Up. Call it here funky, bluesy rocker with a nice groove to it. Nice, cool groove here. Nice, clean electric intro, I believe, by either Mick or Keith. Love the repulsive drumming here. That really cool pounding drumming here by Charlie. Charlie's been really good lately on these. He's been pretty good on some of these early 80s albums, especially this one. Keith here on bass, and Bill playing piano somewhere. It's back in the mix. Stu as well. We also have, once again, David Sanborn. Really nice sparsy saxophone, and sound of somewhere in the mix as well. The horns done by the Chops, once again. It's a fun song, once again. I guess it's about getting beat up. I don't know. You know what I mean? Whatever. Keith and Mick were getting on their nerves, talking about, violent stuff, whatever. Then we get the next song. Well, before we get to that one, we get a song called Too Tough. 3-minute, 13-second song here. Pretty much a new waver song here. We got nice, clean, bluesy electric intro by Keith or Mick, I believe, or Ron. Nice pounding break by Charlie. A nice, really raunchy electric solo by Keith or Ron. It could be Ron, I believe. I can definitely tell if it's either him or Keith, but definitely for sure. It's a nice, short song. Too Tough. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I kind of like Mick's sort of, aggression here. It's fun. Then we get the next one, and it's called All the Way Down. Oh. Ooh, man. I love kind of like this weird intro. It's like, it's okay, just drop us in. Kind of weird. This is once again a punk new wave rocker here. Nice electrics here by Keith and Ron. I like that. Plus also mixed kind of spoken word thing. He's almost kind of rapping a little bit, Kind of like with, I don't know which one it was. One of the songs off of side 1, where he's kind of a little bit rapping a bit. It could be Too Much Blood, I believe, but I don't know. Anyways, All the Way Down. This is pretty much a very personal song, I believe, which in fact talks about breakups, romantic relationships gone wrong, sour. That's what it pretty much is. Baby, go all the way down. See, no wonder why I don't want to be reading that. See, no wonder why I don't have time to read the lyrics on these songs, but I guess you know what I mean here. Yeah, it's a nice, like this kind of slows a little bit. That's really pretty cool. The nice bridge slow part there. And percussion here by Sly Dunbar. So it's a pretty good song, you know. It's formulaic a little bit. Then we have the last track, and the last track is called It Must Be Hell. A medium tempo bluesy rocker, I like to call it here. With percussion by everybody here, including some of the people over in France. Love the electric here by Keith and Ron. And sounds very much like the Bitches back, you know. You know, it's got that sound to it. I like the lyrics on this one. I think this one, it definitely has like that. Has a bit of a stronger lyrics here, where he mentions about, you know, 21-year-old having to deal with, you know, all this, you know, stuff, and Nick saying, "Oh, it must be hell, I guess, for you to be doing that," but I don't know. So it's pretty good. Yeah, I really love the electrics here. It's fun, you know. They're really cool. You know, it's a bit more of a serious Stones song, you know. But you know what, folks? That's all I got to say about Undercover. It's a fun album. Not something I might want to come back to all the time. But I could definitely tell it has a little bit of a dark side, you know what I mean? And yeah, I think they were kind of clinging on to that a little bit when they got to the next album, which was Dirty Work. And yeah, I think that's all I got to say about Undercover. It's a pretty good album. I think it's a bit of an underrated album. You know, not a lot of people don't really like that album. You know, don't like Undercover. But yeah, it's fun. You know, there's definitely a lot of cool horn sections. You know, got freaking David Sanborn. Yeah, it's kind of sad with Stu not being around after that, and unfortunately he would pass away, you know, a couple years later. But you know, yeah, it's a good album, pretty good. Yeah, definitely a very nice personal album by the guys. You know, anyways, folks, to my next album, Dirty Work. Take care, folks. Bye bye.